industry has been the driving force for the American economy for 100 years. Many changes have taken place during that time, especially in the design, engineering, and manufacturing of modern vehicles. Another big change in more recent years is the use of different materials. In this series, we will explore the materials used along with the assembly techniques required to make using these materials possible. Join me as we explore these topics. This is episode 1. Hi everybody. You might remember me working on this project a month or two ago, and since then we've had so much freezing rain and snow that it's just been miserable. Then the rain came. Today's a beautiful day. I'm going to finish cutting off the right hand side of this vehicle so I can start working on that particular part of the project. So hang on. I'll be cutting here this last little section and we can get going. Stand back, I don't want you guys getting hurt. Okay, I've got the right side of the vehicle broke free. I'm going to get some horses out and set it up on the horses so I can start finishing the side that won't be seen when it becomes a piece of wall. Yes Welder Cut 55DS plasma cutter. Some special tricks were used, but all in all, I think you'll be impressed by what you see from this unit. This is a quick shout out to Yes Welder. In this little video here, you can see what Yes Welder Cut 55DS does when it's put to the test. This particular section through the roof of a vehicle, all aluminum, was cut, and you can see anywhere from 3 to 4 layers of material on each and every cut. Okay, this baby's hot. I'm going to show you this so you can see the actual cut. Here is 2 layers. This layer is about almost 1/8 of an inch thick. This layer is about 80 thousandths thick. But you see this big air gap that we had to cross, and it actually worked pretty good there. Didn't have a whole lot of problems. Now, this is kind of a unique cut here. Notice there's 4 layers, okay? This layer, this layer right here is actually steel. It's the only steel panel in the truck. It looks pretty ugly right now, the way this cut, but when you consider the air gap between the panels, which you can see pretty clearly, I think, there's adhesive in there, there are rivets in there, all kinds of things going on. It's actually pretty impressive. It's ugly, but it's pretty impressive. I really like how it's doing. It's a lot easier than the other methods would have been, I believe. So, all right, I'm gonna clean the assembly up over here, the body side, and we'll have a better look at it tomorrow.
Okay, there's just a few notes I wanted to make about this episode. First one was, as you saw at the beginning, the single layer of material cuts just like butter. No problem whatsoever. When I got into the 4 layers, I had forgotten that I had my air compressor off. I had completely charged it before I started, and because I share that 220 line between my plasma cutter and my air compressor, I had the plasma cutter cut in, of course. So I thought, well, I've got 80-gallon compressor, it'll last me for a while, and it did. It lasted over an hour. So that's pretty good air efficiency usage. So when I ran low on air pressure, I was having a lot of trouble with that 3 and 4 layer cut that you saw, but it did cut. I recharged the compressor and switched back over to the plasma cutter, and all was well again. The other thing I just want to mention briefly is the mixed material. I pointed out on that particular cut that I made at the end that there was one piece of steel in the vehicle, and that is called a quiet steel, and it's part of the dash panel that separates the engine compartment from the passenger compartment, and it really quiets down the engine noise and some of the road noise. What it is it's actually 2 layers of sheet metal laminated with a piece of plastic between those 2 sheets. So we were cutting 3 layers of aluminum, a couple of which are pretty thick, and then the 2 thin layers of sheet metal with the plastic laminated in between. That's what they're doing on the newer cars now. They're going to mixed materials rather than all steel or all aluminum. They're going to go to a mixed material type application across the board with all the automakers. They're all doing that now. So next episode, we'll take a look at some of the section cuts, do some more cutting, and dig into the fastening aspect of the automotive assembly in today's factory. Thank you.
That's all, folks.